Ooh baby, today is a very exciting episode because we are doing a room for a baby. This is Laugh Cry DIY. I am Katie, and today I am welcoming a very, very special guest to my channel. Dun, 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 dun.
Hi, I'm the special guest.
This is Rocio. She is my sister-in-law.
And this is Sienna.
This is Sienna. And
she's wild.
She's crazy.
And crazy.
And today we have a very, very extra special guest because we have my soon-to-be born nephew debuting on the channel. Oh, Rocio, how are you feeling?
Tired, full of pee, lots of indigestion. And I'm 4 weeks out.
Yeah, 4 weeks away. So we got to get moving on this makeover big time. And because this little bebe is going to be born in Southern California, we needed to give the baby a classic California theme for his nursery, which is
just like a beachy, earthy vibe.
Yeah, very earthy, very grounded. And the exciting thing is that this episode, although I'm usually doing crazy, colorful maximalism, today we're gonna do a little bit of a more neutral theme for the neutral girlies because representation matters.
And don't worry, it's not like all beige all the time.
Yeah, we're not doing sad beige.
Yeah, it's not sad beige.
Yeah, it's happy beige and earth tones. So I am very excited to help make this happen, and Rocio is really ready to sit down. So, are you guys ready to make this happen? I think so. Okay, so here's the deal. We are standing in the perfect blank slate of a room. So our goal is to make it fun and functional and very comfy so that both the bebe and the parents can chill in here. We are gonna work with some stuff that Rocio already has. We're gonna work with some new stuff. And I have to say, Rocio has like impeccable taste, so it will not take much to get this together. Okay, first step, we're going over here. Welcome to the closeted side of the room. So because Rocio is not just having a baby, she's having a baby surfer, we have to bring in the ocean elements immediately. And that's why we're going to hit this wall with the most beautiful, you guys see, this really cool wave wallpaper. Now check it. Doing wallpaper on this side of the room is a little bit of an unusual choice because there's other larger, like big walls. But here's the truth. Sometimes you fall in love with a wallpaper pattern, and sometimes it doesn't come in rolls. It comes as a very specific mural size, and sometimes it's a little bit pricey, and sometimes your walls are incredibly long, and so to do a whole huge wall would be a lot of freaking money. But Rocio absolutely loves this pattern. It's really cool, it's really graphic, and also they're gonna spend a lot of time facing this wall because they're gonna be changing baby. They're going to be grabbing clothes from the closet. So if you guys have a print that you love and it's a little bit pricey, you don't have to do a whole wall, get a portion of it, do the smaller wall, or even get a single roll and like frame large portions of it. I'm just saying, let's focus on the things we love that make us happy and not what the perfect wall in the room is to wallpaper. And to help me bring this wall to life, we have another special guest, which is my sister, half sister. This is Ingrid. You ready? Yes. Okay. Okay, so for this particular pattern, which I will link the wallpaper below, this comes not as standard wallpaper in a bunch of rolls. It is a wall mural, which means that we had to absolutely accurately measure the wall, add a little bit of clearance on each side because walls aren't straight, mistakes happen, etc. And then they create the pattern exactly to match that. It's a little bit stressful, not gonna lie, but it is beautiful. And the nice thing is that this comes in huge rolls, so you're not having to put up like 2,500 strips and align them perfectly. So that's nice. So here's the deal. They have in the corners, each one, this little thing, so you know that that's 4, 3, 2, 1. So you know how and where to put it together. Okay, so like I said, we made very sure to add extra clearance inches on all sides of it. So we feel very confident that we have enough wallpaper. But how do you start your wallpaper? Here's what you need to do. You need to make sure that it's straight. So I have a large level and I have a chalk pencil. I always do this on my channel because you basically want to make sure that your right side is as even as possible. So basically you start your first line ensuring that it is lined up on the right side with a very straight line as opposed to on the left, because sometimes you don't realize your walls are crooked. Suddenly you got a crooked design. And you guys will be shocked because you will think the line is straight one way and then this will tell you otherwise, and it's very humbling. All right, when you wallpaper, these are the things you're gonna need. You're going to need a razor blade that is sharper than anything. Fresh blades only. You're gonna need a squeegee and or smoothing tool, or both. I love to use both. This helps you get into like corners. This makes it a lot easier to like squeegee and smooth it down. Obviously you're gonna need a sister or a second person precariously squatting. You're gonna need wallpaper paste. On previous episodes, I have used liquid starch, like liquid laundry starch, to put up wallpaper. That's a renter-friendly option you can use if you have non-pasted wallpaper, or you can also use fabric as wallpaper with liquid starch. Anyways, today we're not doing that though. We're using good old-fashioned wallpaper, wall paste. This is from the hardware store. This is actually strippable, and sometimes they make different renter-friendly, easily removable versions. And you're gonna want a paint roller to get that glue on the wall. Oh, and gonna need some damp rags, because this way, as the glue seeps out the seams, you can wipe it all down. Okay, pour time. Ooh. Yeah, do you hear that glug? I don't think you do. Guys, this is the perfect Halloween costume. Go as wallpaper.
I'm off camera.
Also, keep that rag in your back pocket. It's very helpful, and then you feel like a dad, like a cool guy. So here is the pro and con of this wall mural. It's really wide panels, like way wider than normal, okay? So that can actually make it a little bit more tricky to work with, but that's okay. Now the good thing about actually doing pasted wallpaper is that it's actually easier to reposition as opposed to like peel and stick, which takes a little bit more effort. So people are very intimidated and afraid of wallpaper, but I'm telling you the paste version is actually a lot easier.
I'm not terrified.
Yeah. Okay, so wallpaper glue is a lot like painting a room. You want to start by cutting in the edges. That way you have a lot of grip there. And then you go in with your roller, and you want to go over that line as well. And I kind of do it halfway so that you can just ensure that your position is correct, and then you can paste the rest of it as you go. And this is where you get the best sounds ever. And you really want to make sure to smooth from the middle out, because it's often that you'll start smoothing and there's a weird pocket in the middle, and that's no bueno. The important thing also is to make sure you don't squeegee over the edge, pick up glue, and then go back over it. So feel free to wipe it on yourself. Guys, it also really helps to have very high quality paper because it's thicker, and so it doesn't like wrinkle or stuff. It's a lot easier. Another thing to note is that the busier the pattern, the more forgiving it is of your mistakes. So always remember that. And like I said, you need the sharpest blade in the West to make sure you got some nice clean cuts. The other reason why you guys gotta be careful is because the glue can make the paper soggy, so it's easier to tear if you don't have a super beautiful sharp piece like this. Can we talk about how dope this is already, like single panel up? We also love the scale of this. I had actually once even pitched her hand painting a mural on this wall, but we didn't go that route, but this is really nice and large. I know you guys can't see the full pattern, but it's really cool. And this is the most important thing to know about wallpapering is like I said, your walls and your ceilings are not straight. Whoever told you they were was lying. So the really important thing is like we have this panel up perfectly trimmed, and the real moment of truth is like, oh God, is it truly level to our line and to the wall? Let's zoom in on there. It is 100% perfectly level. So, not sorry.
Moment of truth.
Okay, so the most stressful part of a pattern like this, especially when it's really stripy, is making sure that it perfectly matches side by side. We did such a good job. It literally is seamless, but one super helpful thing you can do for yourself is use some painter's tape and like lightly tape it so that you know that for sure it's looking good, and then as you go, you can kind of paste each portion all the way down. But this literally might be the best wallpaper matching that has ever matched in all of history. So. Also, if I didn't say before, if you're ever doing wallpaper, you want to make sure to order as much as you need in one batch because they print it all at once, and so you want to make sure that it has the same coloring, because if you order a second roll later, it might have an off coloring. Also, with cheaper wallpapers, one of the big complaints is that the pattern matches don't perfectly line up, even if you did a perfectly straight line. So I'm happy to say that because this is pricey, high quality paper, I mean, find the seam, other than where it's perfectly delineated, but look at that. Oh, and one note about the painter's tape, when you take it off, just make sure you go really slowly so you don't rip your paper. And on that note, that's also why it's important to buy high quality wallpaper. Yeah. All right, guys, we're getting to the end of panel 2. And what we have here is a moment of hell, because we have an outlet. how do you freaking cut around an outlet without getting electrocuted, which has happened to me on this channel before, and tragically the camera was off so you guys didn't get to see it. But the answer is very simple. Get yourself a little pencil, and you're gonna feel where your outlet is, like right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a small little X, and then you take your fresh blade and you would cut that little X into the paper, okay? And now what you can do, can peel back each little portion and reveal your outlet underneath. Isn't that so cute? Obviously I'm gonna have to trim out these X's a little bit more, but it's very simple. That way you can get as close to the outlet as possible. And then when you put your plate over, absolutely seamless. Can trim it out, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. ASMR.
You're doing such a great job.
Oh boy, look at this. What do we have here? A beautiful, gorgeous wallpapered wall. Not gonna lie. This little corner over there, camera wasn't on, and it was absolute hell to trim around those corners. But we did it and we're good. And here's what I love about this wallpaper pattern. Number one, it has this really kind of large scale of the waves. They're like probably about 3 feet high. So it really actually kind of like opens up the room, makes it feel really large and grand. Which, side note, if you guys have a very small space at home, small closet, office, or like powder room, a really bold, big wallpaper pattern can be very fun. Now, number two, again, this is a little bit of the unusual wall to wallpaper in this room, but we're always thinking about form and function. And we are putting a glider in the corner, and that will be like the feeding station for mom and dad. So while they are feeding baby, we want to give them something to look at that is very soothing and calming. So when you're designing your own spaces, think about realistically, how are you going to be using the room? What are you going to be doing? And you can design around that. Now, lastly, we did not clearly wallpaper the closet doors. We could have, but Rocio didn't feel that passionately about it. And the thing about those wallpaper panels is that if we wanted it to be a consistent, beautiful look with the existing pattern, it didn't match up perfectly where like a full panel went on each door. You kind of had to do some awkward seams. And since it's on closet doors that are going to be opened and stuff like that, they decided not to. So again, we're designing for real life. But now it is time to put the room together. So obviously we have this really beautiful wallpaper pattern. We don't want to distract from it too much. We want it to really be the main star. And because we're going with kind of boho, beachy, earth tones, we went for a very light wood dresser. Guys, look, it's so light. It's literally like sand, ocean, cool. So a few things about this piece. One, it is a nice large size. It's gonna double as dressing and changing table. Two, as I said, we got this beautiful light color. Three, it is like simple, clean lines. And Rocio's taste is very like clean, organic boho. Also, one note about functionality. Originally, we'd envisioned the crib possibly over here, but we wanted to really give the wallpaper its moment to shine. And for the sake of functionality, I was saying, if you're changing baby over here and you're dressing, you want to be close to the closet, maybe hampers, things like that. So as we know, new parents can be exhausted, so like the least amount of energy possible you can expend. Like, let's lay out the room that way, you know? This dresser is also more narrow than the crib, so when you walk in the room, you have much more comfortable, airy room to pass through. Oh, and here's one of the best things about putting the dresser here. Okay, so obviously, everyone needs a little diaper trash can, right? And those are often an eyesore, but tucking it behind here, when you walk in the room, you don't see it. Oh, love it. Also, Rocia's husband is left-handed, so it's a convenient path of travel, again, designing around people's needs. Now, obviously this will be a functioning changing station, so we're putting our little changing mat there. We have our little portable basket of changing items. And again, we're trying to use things that they already have around the house. And look how cute this tiny little wicker lamp is with its little fan fold shade. I can't stand it. I'm gonna pop it here for now. We know it's gonna move because baby's gonna be running around and grabbing things, but it also might be helpful for late night changes, so we'll see. All right, up next, you know what time it is. It's crib time, baby. Ugh. So as we know, in all DIY and home decor and life issues, moments of hell happen, and Rocio's husband, Chris, put together the whole crib in the garage, and we know that that's its own challenge. And then when they went to bring it in, it did not fit in the doorway. So Chris had to totally break it down and reassemble it, and therefore this bed will stay here forever, even when their child is 21. Now, around Rocio's house, her aesthetic is very boho and a lot of like black and white and neutral tones. So we went with the black crib, And because Chris, the baby's father, is a pilot, they got this cute little plane mobile. It's so cute. Now look, we know that in Babyland, there are a lot of rules and regulations and things to consider when you are decorating a room. So we know that this mobile will not stay here forever. As soon as the baby can like get up or reach it, no bueno. But for now, we want baby to have sweet dreams under 3 to 4, 5 different planes. Now, let's talk ways you can work around creative challenges. Rocio has this beautiful weaving from Mexico, which we love so much. But she also had another piece that she had bought, which is this really cool little like hanging stuffed animal shelf. But this also had a hanging strap, and it felt like a lot to have a lot of hanging straps everywhere. So we actually decided to combine these elements to make them seem like they are part of the same piece. Another issue is that this tapestry was really hanging off the wall a lot. So we wanted a way to see if we could like get it stuck more to the wall. And so we decided to actually take off the hanging strap, add some little nails, and mount the shelf a little asymmetrically so it actually feels like all one piece. This helps flatten the weaving to the wall. And this is also a convenient shelf they can reach for if baby's crying on the table and they like need a little stuffed animal to distract. I really love when problems force very creative, cool solutions that end up being kind of cooler than they were meant to be. Okay, and here we have another empty corner. And here we need that really cozy, relaxing rocking chair glider moment for feeding and reading books and all those things. So you want it to be super comfy and cozy. And Rocio loves the boucle texture, as do I. Who doesn't? So she got this gorgeous cream boucle glider. We know it's cream. We know this is a kid's room. But what mama wants, mama gets. Now, obviously they're gonna be feeding baby, they're gonna be doing things, so they need a handy little side table to corral whatever they need. And let me tell you something I love and hate. I hate it when someone has something that I love so much. Like I said, we're reusing items from around the house, and Rocio already had this absolutely beautiful. This is the Anthropologie statuette side table. Guys, I've been thinking about duping this for like a year, and she said she also had been stocking it and finally got it when it was 30% off, but it's sturdy. I love the shapes. I love the roundness. Oh, imagine this in like every color. Okay, anyways, I'm so happy and jealous that she already had it. And also, I want to say one thing too. Ooh. Rocio is the perfect example of someone, if you choose a specific color palette for your home, like I said, Rocio has black, white, neutrals, terracottas, things like that. You can mix and match with basically everything in your house. So throughout this process, we've been bringing in items from other rooms, mixing it around, and that is one of the big benefits of sticking to a color palette. In my own house, I have a very strict color palette of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, violet, neon pink, lime green, and royal blue. But again, we're not just form, we're also function in this house. So there's another element that we wanted to add. They're gonna be doing late night feedings, and although there is overhead lighting in this room, we also need other ambient lighting or task lighting around the room. So we were like, let's do a sconce right over here. Easy to turn on, easy to turn off. And luckily Rocio happened to have this cute little sconce, which I think she said is like 20 bucks from Amazon. Now, there is no hard wiring or outlet right here. That is not a problem. You know what we did? We freaking cut off the wires. And we're gonna get a cute little rechargeable bulb on a remote, which is even easier because imagine being a late night parent exhausted and you have to turn off a sconce and it's all the way to your right. Instead, you can just reach down and hit a remote button. And your life is so much easier, guys. We are saving seconds and tiny, tiny increments of energy for new parents. And guys, this is an easy renter-friendly hack. This is very versatile for anywhere. Oh, and you want to know something else? Originally, we were totally gonna put the sconce right above this because that makes sense. And then thank God, when we were getting ready to put it there, we realized that Rocio wants to change and put curtains in here eventually, and that would totally ruin everything. So thank you to us for saving us from another moment of hell. Okay, how many kicks have I done today? 4? Now look, we've got our cozy little comfy corner with the rocking chair, but sadly, look at this. It's a blank space. And the truth is, there was a particular piece of art that we wanted to hang above the crib, but we know that that can be an issue. We live in California, there's earthquakes. We wanna make sure it's reinforced, but we also know that once baby starts standing up, they might be hitting corners of the frame. It's a whole thing. So we decided instead, let's fill this little sad, lonely space next to the crib. Because the most important thing is to bless the child as they come into the world. And I don't know if you guys know, but in Southern California, there's a special prayer we say for all children born, and that is, pray for surf. You guys might know that this is the second time this print has been used on my channel because we did a bohemian office makeover for another family, and that's how I know that this is the universal prayer for children. And because again, we are using things from around the house that she had she had this cute little stool, and I just wanted to add a little fun hit of something right underneath the print. It's also really convenient to actually move around if you need like a second surface, but I thought it was very cute, very simple. Also, like, look at this natural texture of wood, so pretty. And this little like half dip paint, super easy to DIY as well. Oh, by the way, we already have this cute little woven overhead light, so just want to say that was already there, but it very much works with our boho beach bum vibe. However, as you can see behind me, we have another blank wall. Oh no. Now, we didn't want to go totally nuts with like a huge gallery wall to fill that, but they already do have a lovely, beautiful beachy print to play off of our waves. It's also a really pretty large scale piece, so it fills the wall pretty nicely already. Ooh, waves, waves. And now, obviously, we've got a lot of open floor space. We want to cozy it up with a rug. And because we've got a lot of black and white kind of graphic moments in the room, I wanted to tie in a little bit more of that blue from the wallpaper. So we're going with this bad boy. But also, look, let's have a moment of honesty. Rugs can be hard. Rugs can be challenging. Rugs can bring up a lot of emotional feelings. And we've kind of gone back and forth on a few different versions of rugs. So we're gonna let this one settle for a bit, see how Rocio feels. We might change it, and that's okay. And lastly, this is a real house with real people and real pets. So in addition to the boucle glider, they already have this little boucle ottoman, which their cat really, really loves to sit on. And if we want to give the cat a reason to not jump into the crib, we should give him his own little spot. And she also has this cute little lumbar, which we're gonna pop that on there too. This is a little cozy spot for the kitty or someone sitting, chatting with, visiting with the baby. And I also wanna point out, if you guys ever want banquette seating in your house, a really easy way to do that would be grab a bench, like imagine this was longer, and then just toss some lumbar pillows on it. It makes it totally look like a custom banquette built in already. So yeah, pro tip, especially for small apartments. And we're gonna top this off with a few tiny ads just for some pizzazz. This is a slow-mo shot where we add some things that people are gonna say don't belong in a baby's room. And I know, but the baby's not here yet. All right, guys, we've laughed, we've cried, we've repurposed, we've reimagined, we have re-envisioned the full space. And now, because you guys always complain that I never show owner reaction shots, we are finally ready to reveal the space to Rocio. In 3, 2, 1.
We love it. Sienna, Kitty, any testimonials? Oh yeah, love it. I feel really happy. Sienna loved it. Kitty loved it. He needs a moment. It's all too much to take in.
You know, it's a lot transitioning with new siblings, but thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much to Rocio. We are very excited to meet the new member of the family. Bye, Sienna. Perfect.